A third Reform Party candidate in Scotland exposed themselves as voting to break up the UK in 2014, as the Scottish Tories pleaded with pro-union voters to back them and not let the SNP in through the back door. Pro-union voters have been urged not to vote Reform, as doing so will hand the SNP victory in KNlFE EDGE seats across the country. The Scottish Tories made this plea as it was revealed a third candidate for Nigel Farage's party voted to break up the UK in 2014. The Conservatives are targeting 12 seats at the general election, including the 6 they already hold and another 6 where they are the main challengers. However, with the votes set to be very close with the Nats, fears have been raised in the party that even a dozen votes for Reform could cost them. Andrew Bowie in particular is defending a small majority in West Aberdeenshire and Kincardine, and the likes of Douglas Ross in Aberdeenshire North and Moray East and Kathleen Robertson in Moray West, Nairn and Strathspey face tough challenges to hold on to the seats. In the likes of Angus and Perthshire Glens, Argyll, Bute, and South Lochaber, Ayr, Carrick, and Cumnock, East Renfrewshire, Gordon and Buchan and Perth and Kinrossshire, it is a two-horse race between the Tories and the SNP. And in Berwickshire, Roxburgh, and Selkirk, Dumfries and Galloway and Dumfriesshire, Clydesdale and Tweedale, the party is hoping to hold on to the constituencies. New polling revealed that while Reform is only expected to win a few votes north of the border, they may get enough to let the Nats in the back door. But it was pointed out by the Conservatives that their right-wing rivals have included candidates who supported independence in 2014. Chairman Richard Tice revealed on Wednesday that he didn't know how many of those chosen to contest seats wanted to break up the UK. We previously told how the party's deputy chairman in Scotland David Kirkwood wanted Skexit and previously voted for the SNP, as did Dundee candidate Vicky McCann. And now a third contender, in Gordon and Buchan, has admitted he also voted for independence in 2014. Chris Callender said in an interview that he had not always been a hardline unionist. Speaking on BBC Radio Scotland, he was asked if Reform could be more flexible on the question of breaking up the UK. He said, "I think we are very much part of the UK, and we see Scotland as part of the UK. I say that as someone who voted for independence in 2014. So it's not like I've always been a hardline unionist on this matter." The Scottish Tories highlighted these comments as they pleaded with pro-union voters to back them on July 4. Deputy Leader Megan Gallagher said, "Many seats up and down Scotland will come down to a straight choice between the Scottish Conservatives and the SNP. It will be really close between us and the SNP in those key seats. They are on a knife edge. Every vote will count. In those coin toss seats, every vote for another party like Reform will only help the SNP to win. There is a real risk that just a few votes for Reform could hand several seats to the SNP, which John Swinney would use to try and demand independence. In key seats up and down Scotland, voting Scottish Conservative is the only way to beat the SNP and stop an independence-obsessed nationalist candidate from winning."